Okay, that didn't quite play out how I expected it. I really was expecting this whole situation with Kenta and his friends to be a misunderstanding, that he misread the situation, that was going to be more to the story or something, but nope, Mickey's a bitch. In the end, Mickey's a bitch. It does end up being something that he didn't expect, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Mickey is a I really do think this entire situation was very telling because I think in the end, like sort of what Saku says later on, they sort of translate in the idea of, throwing rocks in glass houses. The idea that these individuals are all Kentas, but they're not moving forward. Kenta, on the other hand, unlike you guys, he's moving forward. They needed a little bit of a comeuppance. They needed to have that little awakening, and Kenta was able to give that to them in the end. I think it was really great. I was hoping that Kenta would be the one that actually stood up, that he would actually grow with this whole experience, but I think there is something here that he gets from Saku. I've seen this guy who always tries to sort of hide his emotions. He always tries to put that aside. He's getting angry for me. Saku right here, he's getting angry for me. He's seen the bravery of Saku, somebody that is not willing to put that aside and step forward and protect a friend. Kenta learned that. And I think that's something that's going to be burned into his mind. He says he's going to burn in his mind. Something's going to be burned in his mind that is going to give him courage for the future. So he learned something from this whole experience. Anyways, I'm getting into it. Really good episode overall. Mostly just the Kenta stuff early on. Later on, getting into sort of Saku and what he sort of perceives it in love. It seemingly opened the door to some sort of romance storyline for Saku's character. But that's going to be a lot of discussion there. So let's get into it. Opening up the episode, we have Kenta meeting with his friends. Right off the bat, they're all trying to get him right off the bat. I mean, they came there knowing that. Now, all these individuals, Mickey, Ren, the other guy, they all came here knowing, let's go laugh at him. This is what these people do. These are bullies. These are essentially the people that Kenta sees other people as. These are his friends, and they're doing exactly what he was describing to Saku. People that put down other people in order to gain something. That's all they came there for. Kenta wants to meet us. Let's go laugh at him again. That'll make us feel good because that's the disgusting, toxic nature of these individuals. They wanted to come there to laugh at him. So no matter how much deflection he's doing, and I love that he's sort of recalling everything that Saku said. Do this, make him laugh, move on, deflect, don't let it get you down, be confident in yourself. He's doing all this stuff, but they keep kind of coming back to him. It does seem like it helps every now and then. It's kind of pushing things away, but it seems to come right back to him. But it was interesting because at some point, yes, he keeps trying to deflect it, say, yeah, you guys going to cons or something? Yeah, much easier without you around. Sorry about that. But I'm trying to change. I'm trying to go forward, all that kind of stuff. Until eventually it does seem like they realize they're not getting to him. And I think that starts to frustrate them. I mean, yeah, Ren's like, what the hell are you doing? Did you call us here to do this? Did you call here to make you think you're great or whatever? You haven't got no friends. Who would be your friend? You're lying. What are you making up all this crap for? And Mickey over here, trying to flutter her eyes, is and we find out why later on, but I was like, well, the moment that Mickey starts to kind of do that whole flirtatious, like, you haven't forgot about me, have you? I was like, I know she's not liking Kenta suddenly. That can't be it. Is Ren going to be okay with the fact that she's flirting at him in order to get his attention again? We find out later on, yeah, it's because Ren literally told Mickey to flirt with him. It was all their big game to have fun with him. But like right there is like, yeah, there's a sign right there. She's trying to pull him back in. She's trying to go back to how we were before, where you're being creepy at me and we can laugh at you again. Damn it. Oh gosh, she's so nasty. Is she cute? Yeah, she got that cute going on. I see why Kenta liked her, but there's nothing but nasty underneath that cuteness, man. There's nothing but nasty underneath there. She got that cuteness outside and toxic inside. But yeah, that's when they revealed to him that it was all just a joke. That nope, we were making fun of you the entire time. We had her play out this whole role. You were falling in love with me. That was the worst part of it. Yeah, everything that she texted you, I told her to tell you. So you fell in love with me. How's that make you feel? Ugh. And then, yes, Saku finally shows up after he starts to kind of break down with that whole situation. My boy Saku, my bro, got his back. I love that statement that he makes when he comes in. You forgot something, dude. You forgot the most important thing, dude. When they come and they bully you, I got your back. You forgot to bring your back up, bro. You forgot me. I loved it. And I knew the moment that he came in that they were going to downplay it. You're not friends with the Otaku, are you? Yeah, he's going to take me to Comic-Con. No, there's no way that he's your friend. Kenta, let's give you some advice. He's just using you. There's no way that he's your friend. Yeah, Speaking from experience, right? The moment that guy said that, I was like, you're speaking from experience, right? No, he's using you like we used you. He's going to do the same thing we did, right? But this is cool because I really do like the sort of inner conflict that Kenta's having right now. Because again, he did reject Saku before. Even in the earlier segments of the episode, he acknowledged the whole situation with him berating Saku and getting mad at what Saku said, that he missed the cues. Like I said in my impressions of that episode, I knew that moment that Saku came up there and said, wait, I'm sorry, dude, I didn't mean to say that way, and that you'd get offended. I knew that moment Kenta was embarrassed. When Kenta stormed out on Yuko and Saku, it was because he was embarrassed, because he missed the cues. Just like Saku was saying, there's a difference between the two of them. There's bullying and there's teasing for fun and what friends actually do, and he missed the cues. Despite that, he came here for me. Even though he would have a much better life if he cut people like me off. He still came out here. He still reached out when I rejected him. It's good stuff. But no, they call him a stalker. And then, yes, Saku asks them, so this whole situation with Miki was fake then, right? Well, there you go, Kenta. Y'all good then, right? You still have your one time. But yeah, then they start getting mad. Who are you? Running your mouth off. He's like, my name is Saku Chitose, the friendly neighborhood king. I love that. Sets the guy off, calls Kenta cringe before, yes, Saku finally gets pissed off. Wall plants into the wall. I love how later on, Yuko's like, you're supposed to plant me against the wall. What are you doing? But no, they plant him against the wall and literally just told the guy off. Kenta here is reaching for the moon. You guys, you're sitting still. You're getting nowhere. Where are you guys want to talk? This is Saku right here saying that you guys are a bunch of hypocrites. These are all Kentas. These are all Kentas that are blaming other people and sitting still. But Kenta now is moving forward. They're stuck in one place. It's what Saku says later on. You guys have no room to talk. You need this wake-up call. He's moving forward. You're not. And yes, technically, by them sitting here berating Kenta, they are literally stuck in one place. They're stuck in the past. They're not moving forward. Kenta's trying to, but they're not. They're still little children playing their little school ground bullying games. Truth bombs after truth bombs from Saku. And again, even though I'm upset that Kenta never really gets a chance to speak up right here, I do like the fact that it does seem like he is gaining something significant from this. He's seeing Saku, who seems like up until this point, someone that never expresses anything. Someone that keeps taking all this heat from people, including from Kenta. He's now suddenly pissed off for my sake. He's mad for me. Why? This is a rallying cry for him, encouraging him to finally go that path. And again, I think to later on remember this moment, this person, this hero that has stepped up for him. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. And then, yeah, Yuko shows up. You're supposed to plant me against the wall. And then starts to rub Kenta's head. Everybody got it out of your system? All right. This good. It's like, it's totally Yuko. It's totally Yuko. Again, this is the girl that is everybody's friend. She just shows up and just takes over the room. I know people like this. They literally walk in a room and they take over. Because everybody's like literally watching Saku like, holy hell, there's a fight breaking out in the restaurant. What the hell's going on? Everybody's shocked. And then she just comes in and says, hey, okay, everybody. All right, thank you. Sorry, everybody. Sorry about this. All right, everybody got it at your system? We're all good? All right, let's go. Let's go. Have a great future, everybody. Like, that's literally her. She just wants a peaceful resolve. And it's like, okay, chill. Good. Have a good tomorrow. Later. She's so sweet. And yeah, Kenta just kind of parts way with them by saying that he's going to reach for the moon. That's pretty much all he really has to say, I guess, in the end. That's really all he wanted to tell them. He wanted to show that he's changed. He's showing them that it's true, that he does have friends. And he just tells them, look, I'm going. Peace out. Again, I guess that's enough. That's really all that Kenta wanted to do. That's when we have a little after conversation. Kenta's freaking out. Is that really okay? I didn't know you were going to come here for me. I knew that you knew this was going to end like this, didn't you? You put me out there knowing that you're going to show up anyways. It's all according to Keikaku for Saku, really. But again, I do like what's kind of stated here. Yuko's saying that it's, I'd rather it be peaceful, but at the same time, it's important to get angry for the people that you care about. And at the same time, yes, there's a lesson learned here. Rin and Miki and the other guy, I don't know his name, these individuals all had to learn something. Learn that they can't throw stones in glass houses. These people are stuck in a place. These people are blaming other people for their misfortunes. They look down upon other people that are weaker than them. It's a similar situation. But at the end of this conversation, it gets interesting because it implies here that Saku, in his mind, is thinking about this changing of seasons. This is something that he's very familiar with, which I'm assuming is the case in which every single person that he's helped out, there comes a point in which he sort of parts way with them. There's sort of a point in which he has to stop being the mother duckling and sort of push the baby duckling on to go on their life. It's time for you to go and chase the skies by yourself. That's sort of what I'm getting the impression that it's saying here. That he has this uneasy feeling at the point in which he's going to part ways with Kenta. He's experienced this before with Yuko and all these other individuals that he's helped. Which, yes, does get into that. Him basically saying, all right, Kenta, as promised, it's over. It's been 3 weeks. You said what you need to say to your friends. We're parting ways now. And yeah, Kenta, like me, immediately assuming that that means that they're cutting it off. That they can't be friends anymore kind of thing. It's time to part ways. But then it ends up being a joke, apparently. I read it wrong too. I thought that that was the intent that Saku had. And he even says that in his mind, the idea that a person can't carry the burdens of other people for so long. But it seems like it was, from Kenta's perspective, simply the case that I can't carry you anymore. We can be friends, but we need to break this teacher-student type of mentality here. I can't guide you anymore. I can't spend all my time worrying about you all the time. You have to walk on your own. Not that we have to act like we're strangers. And I think that's what Kenta assumed, was that they're going to be strangers going forward. No, Yuko's like, yeah, he's reading it wrong. You got to say it clearly, Saku. No, we're already friends, right? Saku's over here like, you never asked us to be friends. What the hell, man? I get what Saku's saying, but yeah, it's a fake out. Saku is literally saying that I can't carry everybody's burdens. If a person spends their time worrying about too many people, you're going to neglect somebody at some point. You have only so many mouths that you can feed at the same time before somebody's not going to get their spoonful. That's what he's saying. In order to triage properly, you have to set a schedule, and you can only have so many people on that chart. It's a good mentality. But it was cute, too. You're teasing me again, aren't you? Which, again, from the very beginning, I thought was going to be the case, that he was going to break ties somehow. But I thought it was from the idea that he knew that Kenta was going to be able to take the heat that he typically does from these individuals that hate him for his popularity. Again, Otomo. Otomo's a prime example. But yes, there's the other side of me that obviously believes that Saku doesn't want to surround himself with a bunch of dudes. He wants to collect the waifus. He's got to go fix Mickey so they can stop being a and then she can hang out with him. But anyways, that aside, that is Kenta's story. Really good story overall. Great little resolution there. Let's move on to the second part of this episode, which seems to be a lot about love. It starts off things with Asuka, which I do believe at this point, I'm calling it, Asuka's going to be the choice at the end. There ain't no doubt in my mind, at the end of the story, it's going to be Asuka. It's already seemingly painted that way. He gets there, he arrives there, he runs into Asuka, it's late at night, and he tells her pretty much everything that happened. It gives me a sense that Saku, of everybody that he talks to, it seems like Asuka is the one that he divulges everything to. It does seem like she is the one that he opens up his inner self to, because it does seem like she has a very clear picture about who he is as a person. Whereas it seems like everybody else, it implies that he really does keep closed off. They know him personally based on like their experience with him helping them, but Asuka seems to be the one that he hasn't helped yet. Because it does imply something towards the later part of this conversation, there's something wrong with her. That she is facing something, that him coming there and singing outside her window would be great. Never mind. There's something happening. She doesn't make plans or anything. Let's just run into each other here. It implies to me that she possibly has a sibling or possibly a father that is abusive, that prevents her from being able to just do whatever she wants to do, make whatever plans she wants to make. Like a very restrictive schedule or something. Anyways, yeah, they had a little conversation talking about, again, his experience in helping them out. Again, she pointed out the fact that he acts like he doesn't care about other people, but it seems like he cares more about other people than himself. And at the same time, seemingly having Asuka sort of putting herself down, that she's not very clever, that she only has so much time for other people. She just has like a normal life, going to school, coming home. Again, it kind of implies to me that she has sort of a schedule that she keeps to, and that there's nothing really outside of it. I think, again, that she has problems and he's going to have to end up fixing it for her. And again, I really do feel like she's probably going to be the pick in the end, because what it gets into towards the later part is specifically the idea of relationship. They talk about plans coming up, and he says that he was thinking about asking an older girl on a date for Golden Week, but she shot me down. The only older girl in this story so far, or at least like a higher year or whatever, is Asuka. She's senpai. She's older than him. So I'm assuming that he's talking about her right here. She does reach over for him, but he pulls away. And then that gets into the idea of, him singing outside the window. That seemed like it'd be fun. Or rather than meet up here. That way they can always be the cool older girl and the younger boy. It's developing some sort of relationship here, and it feels like he's trying to reach out there, but she's pulling away. He says getting closer would ruin our relationship, or change it into something else maybe. Again, it does feel like he's actively pursuing her, or it feels like everybody else in his little group he's kind of got a barrier up, and they're constantly trying to get at him. It seems very different than the other girls, which gets into the last part of the episode, which it has him really get philosophical about love itself, where he talks about the idea of individuals when they're in love, they immediately want to label it. This is the sense I got from this whole like long dialogue that he gets into in his mind. He thinks that everybody views sort of love as some sort of fantasy, and you label it love, and you have this expectation, I guess, that you place upon it of this grand fantasy of what love is. And then as you get to know people, you see all the flaws and the mistakes, and then at some point you lash out at the one that you love because it's not what you expect it to be. Again, like he says, it's a blanket excuse to hurt people. So it kind of implies to me that he has a different view on what love is, or at least his goal in how to pursue love, in the idea of sort of labeling it as a fake love, go into it, suss it out, figure out all the flaws, and then when you realize it's love, then label it. Like, it's really kind of keeping hand-offish and keeping that distance emotionally until you can commit, which I think is technically a good thing. I think it is sort of giving some time to developing that relationship rather than immediately saying, oh, doki doki, I think I love this person, let's do it. Rather, instead, let's be a part of each other for a while, and then we'll figure out if it's actually what we think it is. That's sort of what I feel like he's doing here. And then, yes, it goes right into what seems like is going to be his fake love, which is going to be with Yuzuki. He's apparently been asked out by Yuzuki. I thought that was a joke. Remember the phone call, it says something like, oh, you'll answer any request from a cute girl? Okay, be my boyfriend. And I thought that she said just joking or something like that, but it seems like it wasn't a joke. So they're actually coming together, hanging out with each other, making a few jokey comments back and forth, talking about her being a flawless girl and that guys don't like flawless girls. And it's like, oh, it's okay. That's in general. I am Nanase. Well, I'm Saku. It was a cute little exchange between the two of them. But then, yes, kind of ending it with him saying that this is what he's talking about. This is the start of what can only be fake love story, which makes you feel like they're going to actually play this out of him being in a relationship with her. And then I guess at some point him realizing that it's going to work or not and then breaking it off. That sucks, because what that makes me feel like is that he's playing along with this at her request, and it's probably going to hurt somebody, which really kind of makes me mad. Because, yeah, you have people like Yuko, and I think Yuko, most of all of them, I think is going to be the hurtful one, because Yuko seems to be, out of all of them, the most vocal about it. Yeah, Yua's very reserved and trying to put herself out there, and it's obvious, but she's not right out saying it, so it's her own fault in a way, and it's kind of tragic in its own way. Asuka seems to be trying to put a distance between him and her. Haru, I'm not really getting a sense there. She obviously likes him, but she's not really giving any hints one way or the other. But Yuko, again, that one's the kind of one that hurts because she's so willing to say it, which that's her nature. She's very extrovert. She's able to do that, whereas everybody else either can't or has something restricting them. We'll see, though. That's my thoughts on the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always fun, again, deep dive into the psyche of these characters. It's always really juicy to kind of dig into. So I hope you guys enjoy it, as always. If you like this content and want to support the channel more, become a member of the channel. But until next time, y'all take care.